I've made a video every day for the past 18 days, which feels pretty good. I will say the biggest thing that's helped me is this clamp right here. It's nice because I can clamp to the side of anything. And I have one set up right now. And that's really helped get a really good angle. And I think making the videos for the past 18 days has made me realize number one, I have a lot of FOMO about the MPC sample, but a big reason why I've been making so many videos is that uh, as much as I had the FOMO for the sample, it's also made me incredibly grateful for this MPC Live 3 and what we're able to do with this thing. It's really an incredibly special device, and I'm really grateful for what I can do with it. Also, the speaker in here is really quite nice. So even right now, I'm not using a high quality microphone. I'm just using the iPhone microphone, but honestly, this thing sounds pretty good. And so for this video idea, I just wanted to make 4 songs just with the MPC Live 3, with my clamp, with my iPhone, and just one backup phone, which has the Camelot wheel, which will tell me what keys will sound good with each other when I'm making these songs. But I thought, hey, let's try to produce these songs as quickly as we possibly can. I did try to set this video up and I was in the wrong mode. I was in portrait mode, not landscape. So we went ahead and we already set up. So please like and subscribe if you appreciate what I'm doing. You know, I'm going to have way more videos headed your way soon. I feel really inspired by y'all, especially when y'all are making videos outside. I think that that's really cool, and keep it up. I think it's awesome. Let's make sure my phone doesn't die for this. Okay. All right. So basically, when I first shot the video before, what I was talking about was we created a clip here, and this clip is only 1 bar long. Now, I'm going to try to create my 4 different songs I'm going to make for this. I'm going to try to create them differently. It's 128. We went in here. We were able to click on the sounds, factory expansion, and we picked a cool drum kit that I liked. But what we did is we put a 4 on the floor right here. We notice it's just 1 bar long, which is pretty short, but it's more than enough. We're going to go here. Now we got a kick on there. What we're going to do is here, we're going to add 53 to the swing just to give it a little bit of flair. So that's a nice little start, but right here, we're going to click on this and we're going to say double linked with events. And now we're going to create some variation. We scroll over, we're in the second bar. So we're going to double it again. We're going to get even more little cool events, you know? So this is just a fun way to get some cool variation. It's 4 bars. Let's go with the 4th bar. So that sounds pretty good. So we're going to go ahead already. We're going to go in the mixer, double click for the kick because I know I'm trying to make music fast, but I want to make it professional. So we go to effects. I want to have some of that side chain compression in this song. So let's go here. We're going to have the mother ducker input on the kick. So that's going to be important for the future. Turn that off. We're going to add a new track. And now I want the default length to be 4 bars for this. We're going to turn the record arm on. We're going to go back, So it's important to know preferences, project defaults. Everything's going to the clip. That's the way I have it set up. You don't have to have it set up the way. The other way would be the arrangement, but this is just the way that I have it set up because it's the way that I like producing music. So just know that you have that option there and you can be playful with it and you can use it. So my favorite bass is the Sub Factory. So let's go in the Sub Factory and let's go to I'm gonna try to do something different. Let's try a drone. And I want the key to be G major, but I'm gonna do pentatonic. This just seems to be the one I like. We click down here to have the lowest octave. What we want to do is we want to go ahead in the FX and we want to go ahead and we want to turn on the mother ducker right here. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. So we're gonna press overdub and we're just gonna record this in. Let's go over here to the mother ducker, see how much the ducky's bouncing. Okay, I like the sound of that. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna do a new track. And for this one, we're in fabric. I want to go to, let's do hype. And we're gonna do some kind of lead, right? So we're gonna do a lead. And let's try lead summer. Let's try this one. Okay, so let's go here. So we click here, we can control our track. Okay, so let's go in, let's add another track. And now let's do hype again. Now let's add some kind of pluck, you know? Let's do a pluck. Let's try pluck light. And let's do this crafty pluck. Oh, that sounds good. Grab a track. Okay, that sounds good to me. So let's add another one in. Let's try hype. I don't know why. I don't really like fabric that much. I think it's quiet. But I don't know. Y'all might disagree. Just if you disagree with me, write it down below. And it makes sense when it comes to your instruments, listen to them in the mix with the other things. Everything is in relationship with each other. Okay, that's sounding cool. So what we want to do is we want to save this. We're going to say 128. I'm saving it to my SSD. drive, not a card. Somebody commented out that it's not a card, it's a drive, and that was confusing. And thank you for the comment. So we're gonna say G, and we're gonna call it drive. Okay, so we're saving that. This is the first song in our set. Now, if anything fails or falls, we're not gonna lose it. So we're gonna give it new track. This time, yeah, um, let's just go with the flow. We're gonna go with fabric. Okay, let's do it. That was actually good. Okay, so this is sounding pretty good. So we're on our fifth plugin. Let's do a new one. Do record arm, and now we're gonna do like a piano. So let's try keyboard. I like this Unsolved Mysteries one. Now we're gonna change it to a chord, and we're also gonna go in here. We're gonna change the default clip to 8 bars to create some variation. Go ahead and let's add the mother ducker to this. Affect it a little bit. Okay, okay. All right, we're at 12 minutes, so hopefully this video won't go too long. Let's just add one more instrument in. So we got plugin number 7, and then let's go here in fabric and let's try a pad warm. Let's try the chocolate, and let's make it a little bit longer. We're gonna go down. Okay, we're gonna record it in. Oh, didn't even record. You gotta press record arm. Okay. All right, so you're like, Corey, this is great. See, we have laid out all of these right here, which is awesome. But, that's a lot of stuff. So how are we gonna get this from this massive wall of sound to a full song to then be exported to play in our live set? So let's do that. So what I would say, the first thing that we want to do is, um, this is always a little confusing, but I'm gonna do this the old school way. Let's do this. This applies to all the forms of MPCs, and I'm showing my friend with an MPC Live 2. So let's name this verse A. Cool. So this is our first verse, and it's 8. Oh, you see, huh. So we'll see. This might actually not work. Let's go here. Let's double the length. This might not work. Let's see. Let's see if this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the sequence. We're going to call this chorus A. This might not work because I've done everything to clips and not in the arranger. So let's just try it. If not, we're going to do it the way that I've been doing it. So we go here. Let's see what happens when we go over to chorus A. Ah, okay, this isn't gonna work. You could do this, but you would have to do it from the arranger. So let's try this for the next song. But for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create. Let's go here and let's actually hide. You can actually hide the arrangement from the clip matrix. I don't want that because everything is in the clip matrix, right? So first off, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say copy, and then we're gonna very quickly. I wish there was a faster way to do this. I wish I could just say like paste 16. Because this is traditionally whenever I was using song mode and sequences, I would name everything. This is a little bit more non-linear. I guess technically it's faster, but then we scroll down. So basically we're getting what we have. Let's go here. Let's say insert 8 more rows, paste, paste. So they're all going to be named row 1, but I know they're all going to be different, and I'll show you how I'm going to create differences in them. So we're going to go through, and I'll probably try to do each song differently. I might honestly, we'll see how long this lasts. We'll see how many songs I can get. Um, okay, so let's go through here, and now that we have all of those duplicated, we're gonna go to row 1, and if we press set here, and then when we go into set, we go to the third of the purple. These are all of the tracks that we have up here. Basically, it's the track mute button. So this is the same exact thing. So let's go back here, double click, and we're in the arranger. So we can mute tracks while seeing the clip matrix. So while we're on this first row, let's go in and let's see something that sounds good to us. So a lot of times it'll just be, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, take a snapshot. And if we go here to this next one, and we click on here, these are the drums. So let's press play. And we can see based on the tapping, we can see what drums are playing. So let's take basically everything out except for the kick. So I think this is a pretty cool start to the song. So we're gonna press take snapshot again. So when we go to the second row, let's let's bring in these right here. I think that sounds cool. We're gonna say take a snapshot. Let's go back over here, and these are our tracks. Let's see. I like it because then you can play it musically, and it's because it's not linear. You can it's either this one or that. I think this one sounds good. So let's take a snapshot. Then let's go to the next row. Take a snapshot. Then let's go over here. This one. Take a snapshot. And now we're going to go to this third one. And then let's add a little bit more. Let's maybe do this one and then maybe add a little bit. And this is just how we get simple variations in our whole song. So we're going to go back to this row and then maybe let's add. Sounds good to me. So let's go to our next row. And then since I've built things up, I'm maybe going to take some stuff out. Take a snapshot. Go back over here and then maybe take a snapshot. Then we'll go to the next row. I like how quickly we can do all this stuff. So now we're going to go back over here and then maybe let's add, take a snapshot, go to the next one. And then for this one, we'll add this one in. Take a snapshot, go back to the drums, maybe add this one in. And then we're going to go to the next one. And maybe take a snapshot. So the snapshot essentially just records the automation of each clip row. We're going to add this main. Then we're going to go down some rows. And so now we're still here. Take a snapshot. take a snapshot. I might have just screwed that up. Let's see if I did. Yep, I did. So we're gonna wanna bring that one out, take a snapshot, go back to this one, see, okay, that's right. And we're gonna wanna take some stuff out majorly. Take a snapshot, go back to the drums, and then maybe just that sounds good to me. So now we're gonna go over, and I think I wanna add a little bit more. I like this one. We'll go over one more, and let's add and I like let's keep those drums as they are. I like to change the drums every time, but it's fun to keep them the same too sometimes. Take a snapshot, then we're gonna go over, take a snapshot here. Let's go into the drums and let's go back here. And this is essentially like the bridge. So let's see what we can get. I think that sounds really good because there's a lot of elements, but they sound really good together. So then let's go to this last and final one. Oh yeah. Okay, sounds cool. Sounds cool, right? Um, okay. So now what we can do is we press set, I believe is it this one? Scroll all the way up. Let's see if I picked the right one because one of them is just like I think it's actually this one. Okay, so see now they're all the same color, but these are all of these rows and you can play them back. Then let's go here and let's add an XY effect onto the output 1 and 2. And then I also think that it probably would be cool if on the FX, because now we're kind of getting into mixing the song. Let's add a limiter. Let's do a bass focus limiter. Let's also go in here and let's add an EQ for the whole mix. And let's do a visual EQ. And let's do a mix pusher. And then the last but not least, let's go to modulation. No, harmonic. Let's go to Flavor Pro. And let's do, I like the VHS. Let's see how this sounds. Let's go to one that has a lot of this. The final one's gonna have everything on. Okay. I like the way that sounds. It's 909. Hopefully all of this stuff isn't too loud for my neighbors. Okay, so now that we have that and we have the XY effect, what we need to do is we need to go into the arranger, double click on the arranger, and the arranger right now is 8 bars. Let's go ahead and set the arranger to 80 bars because then we're going to just play through everything. It won't be more than 80 bars. And whatever it is, we can set the arranger back to that. So then we need to have record to arrange set up because now we're essentially going to take all these clips and we're going to record a song out of it. So let's go here. Record to arrange is on. We want to go here and we want to have the overdub on because I want the XY effects and the things that I do, I want them to be on here too. So now we're going to essentially live perform our song back really fast. Okay, so let's go in and in the main, so okay, so I always seem to screw this up a little bit. So let's see if we screw it up. So we have, it's recording to arrangement. Let's go for it. Oh yeah, this is fun. Okay, so I think I actually screwed this up because I should have made it more bars. So it looks like it's recording around twice. Okay, that's fine. That's why we're doing it live. This is what happens live. So we're going to undo it. At least we know that it's a pretty long, it's a long enough song. So we're going to apply it and we're going to do it all again. So thanks so much for everyone that's watching. We're doing it live. Okay, so now we have it at 128 bars, but you kind of see the process. I'm recording all of the clips in, and it's nice because it creates a live performance experience. So let's go in and let's do this again. So we have the XY setup. We're in here, we're in the range, it's 128 bars. We press record to arrange. We want to have it set to record. We want to have the automation set to red, and let's go for it. All right, everybody. I am back. I am back. My stream got interrupted because the thing that was charging my phone was actually not plugged into the wall. But luckily, we're able to resume. So I do think that we got our full first song recorded in and we can keep it going. Let's keep it going. And it gave me the chance to keep it going. So I'm going to the arrangement and we want to undo the automation because we don't want to screw things up. This button right here, you got to turn the all tracks to arrange. It can be pretty frustrating without it. That was the longest thing figuring out how to do that. And as far as the amount of bars, you gotta bring the bars down because it's 79. Let's bring the bars down to 78. Okay, so now when we press play, it's gonna be the arrangement. So now, um, everything that we've done, it's a full song if we played it all the way through, but for time purposes, I'm not gonna play it all the way through because you just heard me record it. Now what we're gonna do is we wanna basically export this for a master live set. So this is the simplest way that I'm at as far as doing it. So let's see if this actually works though. So in the mixer here, we're gonna go here, and if we go to the ins and outs, we have this great thing called submixes. So if you click on it and you scroll back, there's a submixes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my drums, because I know my drums are on the first track on sub 1. We're gonna put our bass on sub 2. Now I have more melodic parts on these next 3, my plucks and my lead. And I'm gonna set up all these songs this way just to make it easy on me. And then we know the rest of these things are more pads, and we're gonna put those on sub 4. So for me, what we get is the best of both worlds, because now we're doing this to export into our master live set. So sub 1, drums, sub 2, bass, sub 3, more melodic parts, sub 4, more chords. So I'm going to be able to affect these things individually on top of the song that I've already created in the arrangement out of the clips. So what we're going to do is we're gonna go here, we're gonna save our project. You wanna go ahead and save it. I already have the name, tempo, but right here, we're gonna do audio mixdown. And as I'm telling you, I'm realizing that I might screw up the master effects because it's not gonna be on output 1 and 2. That's okay. We can do that later in the master set. So if you scroll back, you realize you can do a stereo output of each submix. I wish that you could do all 4 submixes at once. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to go through it each time, but this actually is the fastest way possible to do this. So we're gonna call this SPF drum stem. So we have that there. Do it. It's gonna be in this. Let's call this. We're gonna make a new folder name, and it's gonna be live stream set. Let's see if this works, just to make this easier for me when it comes to being able to have this later. So drum stem, it's gonna be in live stream set. So we're gonna save it there. And it's just gonna take it a second to export this out. Um, but that's okay. These things take time. I think it's really hard when you're new to music because you're like, why would I even do this? Like, why would I want to do this? I don't know. It's really great and it's really fun. Let's see if I have any comments. Doesn't look like I do. That's okay. I just want to make sure and see if I had any. Just wanted to see if there's anything going on with the audio. If everything sounds okay for y'all. Okay, so we have that exported. Now we're going to have to export the next one, submix 2. And we know this is the bass. And we're doing it into our live stream set. So this is bass. Cool. Save. And I'm hoping, I think that was into the, yeah, I set it to the submix 2. So this is kind of the boring process, but this is what we have to do. If we want to play our music live. For people, you don't have to do this, but this definitely makes it helpful. And it is a little bit of a time. It does take us time to do this. Okay, so now we're going to do a next one. Yeah, cool. So that was changed. So it's submix 3. And for this one, we know, oh, so that one's going to be unfortunate because it's going to say drum and bass stem, but I'll know what's going on. So we're going to say melodies stem. Do it. And it's going to be in the same folder. Save. Okay. I know this part is boring, but also this is really beautiful because let's talk through it. You could just export this wave file as one thing, And that would be cool, but then it's hard affecting everything. Affecting everything isn't exactly what we want. We want to be able to affect our live sets per stem, per these groups. But if you have every single one, it's like so many files that it kind of becomes difficult. So using these subgroups makes everything more manageable for me, but it gives me more mixing power for a live set. So this next one's going to be submix 4, which I know are my chords. So we're going to go here and we're going to say chords. This is going to be all nice in one folder. And you see these other ones are here. And it's just 4 separate things. It's not too much. And we know the key, and we know the beats per minute. And yeah, we're just going to do this. We're just going to do this. I've been doing this for 37 minutes so far. Not even done with the first song. So we'll see if we get 4 songs done. But honestly, as long as we do 2, uh, that's a victory as well. I can't go too much longer after 10, but I might try to, hopefully things will go faster after this one. Okay, so now that we've done that, we've saved those. Let's say master project. And this is going to be our new project. And this is going to be what we're going to load everything into. So we're going to say new project. And let's just go in and let's say save. We're going to save the project as, we're going to say live stream set. Okay, so we have that and now it's saved. So now we're going to utilize clips again for this live stream set. So let's go in here, and if you double click on this, you have settings. What we can do, we can set the tempo to 128. Now, this is by default what it is. That makes it kind of easy, but you can change this, and we'll have to do this for different songs because they're going to be different tempos. But I'm going to say 128 G, and we're going to say drive. Okay, so we're going to do it. Now we're going to close. What we need to do is we need to change this to audio. And let's go ahead and let's add 4 new audio tracks. And what we can do is, let's go over here. If we click here, is that possible? Yeah, we can change this. This is going to be drums. Close. This right here is going to be bass. I want everything to make sense in my mind. Whatever your system is, you just want it to make sense. This right here is going to be melodies. Do it. Close. This right here is going to be chords. And I want everything to make sense for my live set. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go in here. I should have figured out. Yeah, I do think I actually figured it out. So it was 78. That was the length of the song. You want to know the length of your song? Because then you can set the clip to be 78. Let's say create clip, and then we can click in here, browse samples. Let's go back from memory. Okay, so here's what we're going to need to do. We're going to need to go to sample input. We're going to need to load this sample in. So let's go to places. Let's go to MPC data. Here's this folder. We're going to open it up. And we're just going to load all these in. So then it will be, then they will all be within the set. Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, so now that they're all loaded in, we can go in here and we're in drums. Okay, so we're going to delete that because it loaded the chords in there. Go to browse samples. Now we go in streaming. Oh, why does it only have that one? See, these things tend to happen when we're doing this, which can be confusing. So let's make sure, let's go back here. Since we're here, let's load this one and let's make sure that, so, okay, so it loaded it in. And since the beats per minute is 128, everything's loaded in fine. So now what we need to do is go to the next one. Let's go in, let's create a clip here. Let's do the same thing. Let's load in the bass. So now that's just going to be automatically loaded on this one. And we're going to need to play through it because sometimes these things mess up. Even though they should work, They should be all in the same beats per minute. Sometimes they mess up. So let's go in, let's add another one. Create clip, go here. This time we're going to do our melodies. Everything makes sense. Everything adds up. Now we're going to go into chords, create a clip. Going to go in and we're going to do our chords. Okay. So now let's just listen because sometimes these don't work. But so right here we have 128G drive. Okay, so that's wrong. So what we know is that the melodies is wrong. The bass sounds good. So let's go to edit clip. Let's go to edit here. Let's click on it. And let's click on the sample. So I should be able to fix this. So let me see. Let's figure out why this is screwed up. So not in the arrange. Sorry, everybody, for everything slowing down. This is the thing that we have to deal with, which is unfortunate. So even though everything was on the right beats per minute, let me click on, let's go here. I know how to fix this. I absolutely know how to fix this. It's not an edit. It's not in flatten. But I need to basically go here. Go to here. Let's go to edit here. I need to edit this actual sample here. So when I'm clicking on it, it's not giving me the option to down here. I should be able to figure out where exactly. So there's the launch quantize is set up to global. That's fine. There's the trim, there's the legato. That's not it, but there should be a way that essentially this sample, let's go to sample edit here. So this is the melodies and it says the beats per minute is 78. So maybe let's go here. We know that it's 128. So let's see what happens when we change it here. And then let's go to the bass. See, that pretty much got it on, right on. It's funny, sometimes it won't even load it the right way. See the drums, 128. Let's see, this might fix it. We'll see. So this says 78 too, but we want it to be 128 because we know it's right. So now let's play it. So let's go in here. Unfortunately, it's going to take a second. Okay, so that's wrong. That's also wrong. So how do I change this here? I should be able to change it. Let's follow the cue points. There should be a button here that should allow me to change it. I'm not sure why it's not coming up. So let's go back into the sample and maybe let's try process. So it's not discard, but would it be, I wonder if it would be create stems, time stretch, fade. Let's see here. So this is a flaw in my process. I'm happy that I'm doing it live. It is just kind of unfortunate and embarrassing when it's not working like this. So let's see. Let's say if we go to edit audio, that doesn't give me the option that I need. There's the don't snap, browse samples, memory streaming. So we have all these loaded in here. Let's say cancel. Let's just try this again. We know that it's 128. So let's click on it. It says, let's go in here. Let's click on it. Load it up. And then let's try it again. Browse samples. Let's see if we do it this way because I loaded it in a different way. Let's see if we do melodies. It looks like it matches up now, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So that worked. So let's go back. So I'm guessing the way that I was doing it, loading it straight in like that wasn't the way that you needed to do it. So we'll delete this one and we'll browse samples. You got to do from this browse samples and then get pull from the streaming once you've loaded them all in. So let's go in. At least that's what I think for now. So then let's see. Oh, undo. So the chords don't come until much later, but they look like they're in alignment, which I think is good. So it's cool because all these effects that I already added are on the song. And at the same time, because if we go here to this one, I can like bring things out really easily. And we can very easily go ahead and go here, add the XY effects, and do even more of these things on top of what we already did. And I think the chords are about to come in. Oh yeah, sounds good. Go in there. Why is it not? Okay, here we go. So things are sounding off to me. So I'm gonna go in and we're gonna change because the drums, they also weren't quite on. So let's go to browse samples and let's load them in this way. Do it. And then we're just gonna check and see because the way that I had to load them in, the way that I loaded them in, I don't think it was right. So now let's just play it. Okay, so that sounds good to me. So one thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna save this project, and then we're gonna go in here, and the last thing I'm gonna show you is on the mixer. You have to go to pan and volume. This will be important later. We're gonna put all these on A. And I not to give anything away, it's because for the next song, we're gonna use the crossfader. So what we can go ahead and do here is we can add 4 more audio tracks. This just makes sense visually to my brain. So this is drums A, bass B. So we're gonna go in here, double click, and we're gonna call this drums. Do it, close. Double click on this, we're gonna call this bass. Do it, close. Go on here, we're gonna call this melodies. Do it. Then we're gonna go here, close, and we're gonna name this chords. And of course, if you had vocals, you could have vocals instead of chords. So these are all the second one. It says one at the end of it, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this all in the B. And if you had the Akai Force, you're really familiar with this. But basically, what's gonna happen is all of the first song is gonna be loaded on here. And then we're gonna load our second song on this other deck. So essentially, this is like DJing, where you have a 2-deck setup. Okay, great. We have one song down. I'm only an hour in, but this thing takes time. So I just wanted to show you all part of this process. Okay, so we have that saved. Go back, just make sure our set's saved. The live set is saved. Now we're going to go to new project again. And so this time, that last one was 128 and it was G major. So let's do D major for this next one. So we're going to say new project. And let's set the tempo within 3 beats per minute. Between 2 to 4 beats per minute provides a different tempo, but it isn't too jarring. So let's go in and we're gonna make this one D major. But let's go ahead and start out and let's just do our drums. And we don't want 78 bars, do we? We're gonna go back to 1. I'm gonna try to do everything the same because trying to do everything with speed. So we're gonna try to do a let's do this kit. No, let's try another one. I like this one. So we're gonna create the clip, go in here, press play. Go ahead, add our groove. Let's try 54. Oh, I like this. This sounds really nice. So we'll go here and we're gonna double the length of the vents. We go to pad so we can turn this pad down. I like it, but 4 on the floor. Okay, so let's increase it with the events again. I like that a lot. Let's actually put that at the end. I like this. There's a lot of weird noises in there. It sounds cool. So let's go ahead and save the project as 125D, and let's call this one continue. Let's call it make. Okay, so now we're gonna add our bass. Let's try a different one. Let's try the Jura. Nice analog emulator. Go here, go to D, and let's do pentatonic major. Go down to the right octave. Let's go. Let's try the bass thump. And then let's do this to 4. And again, let's go in here to go to the FX dynamics. We're gonna have Mother Ducker. And then over here on the drums, we double click ins and out. Oh, effects, and we're gonna have the input for a nice side chain compression for our bass. Oh, I like that. Okay, let's see what we get. I think I might have done the wrong. Go here. Let's make sure I didn't do the wrong. Oh, yeah, it's the wrong kick. So delete that. Let's go in. I'm hearing a weird noise. Weird. Let's make sure they're all on time. This one's a little bit off. Oh my gosh, sounds great. So now we're gonna go in. Let's do a lead. Let's try to do it the way we made the last song. Let's do a lead from Fabric. I know I said I didn't like it, but let's try it. I like that. Okay, let's add some plucks in there. We're gonna try some different stuff though. Let's try a weird one, the tube synth. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's click on this and let's do the track level. Okay, let's add another one. And this time, let's add a pluck from there. Oh, that sounds nice. So now let's add like a synthesizer in there. Start making some chords. Let's try a synth. I like that. So I think I should change this to here. Yeah. So we're gonna add another plugin. Now, as opposed to Fabric, let's do Hike. We're gonna add a piano in. Let's try pop ambience. Again, let's bring this up to 8. So it's gonna create a clip. So I think a couple are a little bit off. Let's do that. Okay, let's see how it sounds coming around. This is making me groove and dance. I like this. Okay, so we're just gonna add one more little thing in. Let's make the pad a little bit more intense of the chord. And this time, let's try a string. The first one was the best one. Yeah, that one's it. Okay, so let's save it. So let's save that gosh darn project, okay? Now we're gonna do our thing over here that we did last time. Copy. Let's go ahead and just insert 8, so then we're gonna have a lot more rows, so we can do this more easily and quickly. Paste, paste, paste. This is kind of annoying, but we gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta do what we gotta do to build our live set out. And I'm trying to do things a little bit differently every time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do all the tracks and then I'm gonna do the drums later and see if that makes it faster. I don't know. We're doing the same thing, but we can do it a little bit differently every time. So we're gonna paste, paste again, paste, paste, and then, yeah, so we have 16 rows and we're gonna build our song this way, right? So we'll go back to row 1. Okay, so now let's go here and it's the third purple. We click on it, we have all of our tracks laid out. So yeah, that's nice. Take a snapshot and let's go to the next row. Like that. And then we're going to do for the third row, take a snapshot. Okay, nice. Then we're going to next one. Yeah. I'm just messing around, playing around, seeing what sounds good to me. Go to the next one. Then we're going to go next one. And we go down some rows. Go to the next row. For this next row, I say, sounds a little goofy, but I like it. So for this next one, let's do, no, let's do this one. Take a snapshot. We're going to the next one. Take a snapshot. See, we're getting close to the end of this song. Let's add this one. I don't know. I kind of like this idea for the bridge. It's an absence of a lot of stuff, but it sounds kind of cute. Let's try it with, yeah, I kind of like all three of them together. And I can bring them in and out. Well, technically not, because if it's added in and they're all just the way I did it last time, we won't be able to. But that's fine. Okay, so there we have it. We did that pretty quickly, but what we want to do is now go through the drums. I do think it's faster when you don't do the drums at the same time. Oh my gosh. Something bad just happened. Something bad just happened because the drums are playing, but they should be muted. Let's go back. Let's see what I did. Huh. No, no, I just wasn't at the first. I just wasn't at the first. That freaked me out. Okay, so this one doesn't have any. This is the first one that has some. So let's go back here. Now we have the drums. Let's just take out a lot of them. That sounds good to me. Take a snapshot and go to the next one. I like just doing this as quickly as possible. Let's go down. We're gonna keep it going, keep it rolling. Let's just do them all on this one. Let's maybe bring some of them out. Scroll down. Take a snapshot. Okay, so I think all of that sounds good. So now let's record that into the arranger. So we're at 125. Let's go ahead and save when we're at this point. Overwrite, sure. So there's nothing holding you back from, like, if you wanted to perform your songs this way, you could do that too and just change between projects. But I just like being able to flow between the songs. So let's go in here and let's go to okay, so let's go. I'm sorry, my brain's a little bit off because this is a lot to do at once. But we can do this. I don't want to stop. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go here, and this is going to give us our clip rows. Let's scroll all the way back to one, and you notice I have 16 different clip rows, which makes it really easy to compose a song. I want to record everything in the arranger. I turn that on, so where that's lit up. Also over here in the arranger, I want the record automation on, but not yet because as with the last song, it was too short. Let's set this up to 128 bars. Now let's set this up. We have record to arrange on. We press record. Now let's go here. And now let's record our song in. Nice. Interesting. Okay, so if you notice, something weird happened with that last clip, but I was able to actually perform it live and fix it. So we're gonna turn this off, turn the automation off. Also, I'm thinking too, the beat repeats might not show up on the final thing if I'm doing the submixes. That's fine. Who cares? Um, cool. So we have this working, and then I think the track was about 88, and I got to remember this for when I load it into the master set. Yeah, 88 bars. So, all right, let's go here, and we're gonna go and we're gonna say save the project. We already have it. Now we got to go in the mixer like we were doing before. Go to the ins and the outs. Our drums sub one, our bass sub two, our melodies are sub three. And this is a pretty easy framework for creating songs. And then we're going to export them this way into our master setup. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go to save, but now what we're going to do is audio mix down. And we want submix up, put 1. We're going to want the bit depth to be this. We want to save this to MPC Live data. But there was we did want it in its own folder, didn't we? Which we had another folder that was in there. Let's go back. Let's try. I'm not gonna get too mixed up on this because the video is running pretty long. Let's go here. Let's not worry about that. It's gonna show up as the newest. I probably should put it in a folder, but I'm just trying to do this. So this is drum stem. We're gonna do it. So as this say, this gives me time to talk. I don't even know what to talk about, honestly. Thank you to everybody who's stuck around with this live stream. I really do love making music and showing you all this. Um, yeah, I've wanted to do this for a while where I just go ahead and I make 4 songs into a live set at once. It's definitely a lot of work, but thinking about this thing, I like doing work that's really useful, and kind of a maniac that I make a song every single day. I'm not always the wisest of like reusing what I've made. So this process is kind of crazy because I'm like making everything from scratch, but there's really nothing holding me back from taking things that I've done in the past and making a live set this way. So doing this helps me with that too. Okay, so we did the first one that way. Now we're gonna do the audio mix down number 2. It's gonna be submix number 2, export. This one we're gonna call bass. Okay, and we see we got we got the tempo, and we got the BPM in there. So we're gonna know exactly what the tempo is and the key of our song is, which is gonna make our lives so incredibly easy. It's such a difficult process when you're trying to deal with your music and you don't know what key and BPM it is. Um, and this thing can pick up BPM, but as you saw, even though I've named it and I literally have it, this device will say that the BPM is wrong and the keys are wrong. So the technology is great, but it's not perfect. So we want to set ourselves up for success. But yeah, loading to the submixes of these stems, it doesn't take as long as if you're going to load every single stem. And it gives me the control that I want as opposed to just doing one stem out. So we're going to save. The next one, this is going to be submix number 3. And this one we're going to call melodies. And what I like about it too is that even though I've played this song out and I've stretched it out live, when you record it to the clips, I could do this all as drum programs, but what I don't like about the drum programs is that you don't have the ability to play the audio back the way that you do with the clips because you can essentially chop things up with clips. So even if I'm loading these songs in this way, there's nothing holding me back from duplicating the rows of clips and then kind of chopping up and remixing this song that I've already mixed down. Um, yeah, because I was trying to do it to drum tracks, as I was like, oh, you get way more drum tracks than you get audio tracks. But I think the audio tracks are better because it's a better process for that. So we're gonna save audio mix on submix number 4. And all this, it just makes sense for my brain. So this is gonna be chords. So these are all my chords. Okay. We're gonna save it. All right, there we go. And that's the last one. So yeah, doing it this way, I've been teaching classes to people, and as far as people who are trying to do live sets and me doing live sets too, this seems to be the best process. It seems to be the closest thing to. I've been using software DJ Pro on my iPhone, and that's been really cool and fun to use, and a really pleasant experience. And it's interesting viewing music back that way. Um, And honestly, the MPC, as great as it is for performing live music, it could be better. And there's a lot of features on DJ Pro that are great. But I'm essentially kind of trying to create a DJ Pro set for myself, and they create stems automatically from your from the vocals, the drums, the bass, and then like the melodic thing. So I'm trying to recreate that. Okay, we got that done. Let's keep rushing. We're trying to do as many songs as we can. So we're gonna save that project. So all that's saved there. So now we're gonna go to new project. This might not be the most efficient way to do this, but that's how I do it. Because what's going to come up on my recent projects? Oh, there's a little something on the screen there. This live stream set comes up super fast. Okay, so now here's what we want to do. We want to go in and we want to go to this row here. And I'm going to give myself one row space. But we're going to go to this row. We're going to go to settings, apply tempo. And we're going to go to 125. And then we're going to say 125D make, because I know that's the name of the song. It was also 88 bars. So we're just preparing ourselves here. So over here in the unused, we're going to turn this to 88 to our default. And then we're going to scroll over here. And I think it probably makes sense to set the project to 125 too, because we just want to avoid any sort of confusing things that happened last time. Okay, so now we're going to go in, we're going to create a clip, and then we're going to go in and we're going to browse the samples. Oh, before that we do that, we're going to go into the browser. We're going to MPC Live Data. And then these are the 4 stems that we had before. So we're going to load all these. Let's say load to pool. Okay, so now we have all these loaded in. Now what we can do is these are the drums. Let's go into the drums. Let's browse the samples. And this should show up. It should be in streaming. Yep. Nope, that's not right. Maybe it wasn't loaded to the pool. Let's see if it's in here in these drum samples. It's not. Oh, yeah, it is. So it loaded it to where the drums are too. Interesting stuff. Okay, so we're going to go to the drums. Do it. You can look it up and see if it's in alignment. We're going to go to the second one for the bass. We're going to create the clip. We're going there, load the sample. For this one, we're going to do the bass, load it at the start. We can go to our next one, create the clip, load it in, browse. We're going to do melodies, do it. That looks like it might be a little bit off. See, the BPM is off, but we should be able to change that here. So let's go ahead and change it to 125 here. That was the screen that I couldn't find earlier. Yeah, that looks right now. And let's actually go back to this one. Let's do 125 too. Let's see if we want everything to be perfectly in rhythm. Why the heck not, right? We have all these devices. Let's make things perfect. Even though the AI can do things perfectly, we still want to be perfect too. Okay, so create this, go in here, browse samples, and this one is the chord. So we have the chord stem here. Do it. Let's do, I don't know why it always does 78. I'm like, y'all are wrong. Hopefully I did all those at 125. I might have done one at 128. Let's make sure I didn't do any at 128. Yeah, 125. 125. Doing great work. Okay, there we go. So now let's go and let's just play this. These are all set up to B2, so I think it needs to be, oh yeah, see, nothing plays. Let me go here. Let's see how everything sounds. And then I can show you how we can fade into our other song. Very cool. So we definitely want to save it. So as far as fading from one song to another, what we need to do is like, because if we click here, all these are going to shut off, but it's going to start playing the next one. So what we can do is we know that this one right here. So here's what we could do. We could be playing this one, and then you're allowed to go ahead and press this clip here. So I would just do that. I could probably just press all of them at once. Huh. Yeah, I guess I'm learning as I go. So then I can just fade. Oh, I guess that's the drums. Okay. So let's try this. Let's see if we go like, see now everything's gonna be off though. So I'm gonna turn these off. See, I think what I'm gonna need to do is have these in this row here as well. So when the time is right, you can fade over. And then you'll just have to start again. Oh no, we're figuring this out. We're building together. Okay, not gonna get too caught up on that right now because I just want to load all these songs in to be able to play it back. And I'm on my second song, so I'm officially halfway done. We're 85 minutes into the live stream. Okay, so we're gonna say save. Okay, so now let's go in. Let's say new project. This last one was 125. Let's do 123. Let's do it down. New project. Let's go here. Let's do 123. Do it. And then we're gonna go here. Yeah, let's just keep doing that. Let's keep doing things the way that we've been doing it. So let's go here. We have the clip. We're gonna create the clip. Let's go to sounds. And for this one, I'm gonna try. Let's try an 808. We're gonna do more of like a not as much of an 808, not as much of a four on the floor. We're gonna say all tracks. Cool. So now we're gonna go double the length. Let's double the length again. I like the sound of this though. Not even though, it's just I just like the sound of this. So let's go in, add a plugin. We're gonna do let's switch up the base this time. Let's stick with fabric. Let's go in. They have all sorts of different bases. Let's try a base classic. And now we're gonna go from D major to B minor. These are some of my favorite keys. We're doing pentatonic. Okay, so for this one, let's do 4 bars. Let's go in here. Let's go ahead and let's go to the mixer. Let's go ahead and let's add our mother ducker on there, which we're doing for all these. Mother ducker. Then we're gonna go here, double click on that, go to that, effects, and we're gonna do the mother ducker input. Okay. Okay, let's go for it. I like how weird that is. So we're gonna do 123 BM, and we're gonna call this ride. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because it's getting pretty late and I don't want to bother my neighbor. We're gonna go to the next one. We're gonna do let's do a lot of fabric. We're rushing. Let's try pluck at first. Oh, I like that. Let's try heavy hitter. Okay, let's try another one. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit more. Really don't want to bother my neighbor. Okay, so we're gonna try a lead this time. We're gonna try a lead classic. I like that. That sounds kind of crazy. Oh man, this is fun. I might just be going crazy at the end, but I really like the way this sounds. Let's add this chord on here. Let's try electric piano. Let's try neo deep. Okay, let's go in. Again, let's extend this to 8 bars now. Okay, so now we're gonna add a pad. Let's increase it a little bit. Oh my gosh, sounds really great to me. I'm having fun. Try pad warm. Okay, let's go for it. Okay, so there we have it. We stacked it. There's all sorts of things that take time. That's probably my favorite part is just playing music. I don't know. I like composing too, but that part is just so much fun. So let's see how quickly we can do this. So we're going to say insert eight. So we're going to have eight whole rows. Uh-oh, undo. What the heck did we do there? We're going to say insert eight, but below it. So now we're going to very quickly copy, paste. I wish there was a button I could just say like paste to 16 rows. But I'm sure that as with you, the way that you make music, you probably don't make music exactly the way that I did. And Akai probably didn't set this up thinking, hey, this is exactly the way that people are going to make music on it, you know? So there's probably a way that you'll do it that's a little bit different. And this part's a little bit tedious, but I was showing my friend on the MPC Live 2 how to make songs, and it was pretty fun and reminiscent, but it's also taking the sequences to song mode can take a little bit of time too. So we just got to make sure we're on the first row and let's go for it. And what did we realize last time? Last time we realized doing the drums later seems like it went faster. So let's do that again. Okay, but we're going to click on it whenever it's time. So let's see how we want to start the song. I like this little thing. And I think if I take a snapshot, take a snapshot. Now we're going to bring some things in out. We're going to move down a little bit. Okay, now we're just having fun building a song, you know? Take a snapshot. And then this one, I think we should just do, I think just the piano. I've been adding a lot of things for the bridge, but let's just do one. Then we have everything. Take a snapshot. I know maybe I'm just being lazy, but I kind of don't even think we should bring anything in and out for the drums. I think they sound perfectly great as is. I can't even hear if the XY effects added, but it's at least at the very least while I'm playing it, I'm having fun. So let's go ahead and do it. And maybe for this time, let's go ahead and let's just set up everything to the way that we wanted, where our drums are on sub one, our bass is on sub two, these melodies are on three, and the chords will be on sub four for when we export after, just to speed things up. Let's get this boring part out of the way. Okay. And now let's go to the arrange view and let's go ahead and let's make this, let's not make it 128. Let's make it 100 because the last time it was 88, probably about that point. Um, okay, so now we just have to set this up. So what we can do is go over here We want to go back all the way to 1. We want to set this up to here, which is playing the clips. And now we want to go to the arranger. We want to set the automation up. We want record to arrange on. We want to set that up. Then we can go over here, press record. And this is lit up, so we can go for it. Let's go for it, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm having fun. Oh man, this is fun. Oh yeah. Cool. So that was 88 too. So now let's go in here, turn this part off, and then turn the recorder range off. Make sure the automation is off. Cool. So we know this is all recorded in. We're getting so much closer. Now that we're on the third one, it's feeling a lot better. So now we already did everything we needed to do with regard to how we needed to save the project. So let's go ahead and just save the project. Overwrite. Then let's go in audio mix down. That's a 32. Submix 1. Let's do it. Right, and we're gonna say drum stem. It's annoying having to name it, but it's gonna help us a lot. And as with before, this gives us a little bit more time to talk about things as it's loading. So I think when I was about one song, I really didn't feel like I could continue on with this video. I was feeling pretty tired, but I'm actually feeling pretty good now. And we're making pretty good time. It was hard to get in the groove, but once you get the groove, um, you know, everything's doable. I think what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna go out in the wild and I'm gonna try to play this live set back in the wild tomorrow, which I think will be cool. Okay, so audio mix down. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. So submix 2, which we know is the bass. So we're gonna go here. We can call that bass. Bada bang, bada bang. And we know this is all in 123. We also know that Um, 123 beats per minute. We know it's B minor. We also know that it's 88 bars. So these are important things that I need to load in to the specific row of the project that we're working on. And I'm going ahead and changing the project to whatever I'm loading in just for the sake of trying to remove any possibility of any errors, any strangeness, anything weird. We don't want that. We want to remove the possibility of that. Okay, so now we're going to do our next one, submix 3, which we know is our melodies. So we're going to say melodies. And again, as I was saying before, this seems to be the way that it makes it easiest for me to upload songs into a project and to perform them back live. Say if I just did it as one stem, that would probably be the easiest, simplest, but then I don't get as much power as I want. Um, so this seems to be a happy medium, having 4 tracks. It's really similar to the DJ software I use, DJ Pro, which automatically creates stems that are drums, bass, melody, and then it'll usually do vocal. But since there's no vocals in here, I'm separating between the chords and the melodies. And then I can, I'm not going to do it tonight, but I could probably create some pretty complex effects setups for performing this set back live. So if you've been wondering, how do I make these into sets? I haven't seen a lot of videos about it actually online. So there's the melodies stem. So let's go to, we know this is chords. And yeah, let's go for it. As I get more tired doing this longer, I'm more likely to make mistakes, but I also like this setup because I can't get too lost in this. There's not too much going on. Loading and unloading things is not very musical and not very fun. And it's very easy to get all discombobulated and mess things up. And that's the last thing that we want after performing a beautiful live set. Okay, so let's see where we're at. Okay, so now we have that. Now what we need to do is let's go to save. Let's save the project again. I'm always saving these projects. And let's go to new project. And then what we're going to upload, and I have an idea. I have a theory for my last song that I'm going to do. Try to speed things up, but I don't need to think about that yet. We're going to go to live stream set. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here. We're going to go to this row. You click down on it. You go to settings, set tempo. We know everything's going to be in one. Wait, let's go here. Let's make sure that I didn't screw this up. Yeah, it was 123. So I'm going to set the master tempo to 123. We're going to go back into here, settings. We're going to set that, yeah, to 123. We're going to name it. Wait, what was the name of the song? I'm kind of losing it. It was Right, named Right. So we're going to say 123 B minor, right. Okay. So we'll save it, do it. Then now we know that we want to be over on A again because we have essentially a DJ deck that we're able to scroll back and forth between. So the default length of the clip, we want to set that back to 88 because we know that it was 88. We're going here. And if you notice here, it's set up where we need it to be. So here's what we need to do. We need to go in the browser, the data, as opposed to loading to the pool. I think it'll be better if I just say, no, let's just load to the pool. I confused myself last time, but the more I do this, the stronger I become. Okay, so now we're over here, and now that everything's loaded to the pool, let's click into the clip. Let's go to Browse Samples. We want right, and we want the drum. So it's this one, because we know it's drums. And it says 122, but we want 123. Let's make this perfectly fit. And let's go ahead and do it now. So let's go to the next row. Let's go here, create clip, browse samples. There might have been an easier way to do this. That's okay. We'll do it later. We're going to do bass, do it. See, that's all way off. That's all way off. But we know it's 123 because we named it that. So let's go here, create clip, go in there. We're going to browse it. This time we want to do melodies. Do it. See, it's so off, and it's crazy because I named it and I made it literally in this software. So we're going ahead and we're correcting it ourselves. So I'm going to create the clip, go in, browse samples. We want the right and we want the chords. We go in there. See, it was pretty close, but it's still not quite right. It's not perfect. So let's go in the arranger. Let's see if we're on this side, that means we're on deck A. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What a cool beat. I just want to make sure that all the elements sound good. So yeah, as everything's coming together, everything visually looks nice and I'm not super confused. Um, as I actually play this live set, I'm gonna need to like, let's say copy, and then let's paste this here. I might need to create a row between to like make it less confusing, but let's just play this song. So as I want to like change into the next song, what I might do is like, so let's say copy this one too. Well, let's copy because I think the melody is what plays right away. So paste that there. We're gonna play that again. So now what we're going to do is just show you how you would kind of fade between the song. This is you have the A versus B. See? So that's pretty cool. Because if you're making electronic music, you want to fade between things, you know? So then I would add an element. Huh, why is that not play? Oh, because it's on the. So maybe we add the melody from here, copy, and then we would paste that here. So we're playing it. So this is a good way to kind of fade between songs, get that electronic feel. Let's let the beat drop so then we can kind of get the feeling of it. So let's go for it. So that's cool. You can kind of fade between your songs. This all makes sense, even though I'm loading and unloading these things to make everything kind of be united. The crossfader is really cool. So let's save it. And I promised that I was going to do 4 songs for this video. I'm not going to lie, I'm getting pretty tired. So for this last song, let's try to set ourselves up for success. So we know the last song was 123 is BM. Let's do the next song at 120 E minor. So let's say new project. And we're legitimately, well, I was going to say we're just going to do a new project, but this time, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to use this right here, which is the MIDI looper. So the MIDI looper makes things a lot easier on me. But we'll start out, okay. So let's go here. Let's delete, let's clear that track. So it's on the arrangement. We want it to be, let's go back to 1. It has a cool drum kit that I already like. So we're going to go to it. We're going to start building. So step sequence 1 is the step sequencer. Let's do a 4 on the floor again. Let's go ahead and set up to 120, like I said. Okay, so we're gonna say project as, and whenever you're doing a template like this, you don't want to save over the template. So you always want to change the name, 120, and then E minor, and this one we're gonna say jump. This makes me feel like I'm jumping. And go here, set the swing up a little bit, and then let's go here. So let's click on here, double link with events. create some variation. Okay, that sounds good to me. What I know is the last time I set this up, I actually did like all the instruments, but maybe let's change the bass. Let's go with the Juro, which I like. And then I'm going to try to do this really fast. I'm just going to use this as like a MIDI looper. Let's try the bass resonator. I haven't done that. Okay, so let's think about this. If I actually want to do it as a looper, it means I have to set it up going into the arrangement, which actually will slow things down. So let's not do that. Let's just go with all the sounds that are already in there and I'll change them if I don't like it. But let's go in. Yeah. So I screwed up too until I'm getting tired. What I need to do is set this to 4 bars as opposed to what it was. So let's go back here. See, I actually hate that too. So let's try it again. And I promise I would do it with all of them. So let's do the mother ducker on here. Okay, mother ducker input. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit too, guys, because I really don't want to bother my neighbor. Apologies if it's getting too quiet. Okay, so now let's go here. We got the mother ducker, and now let's just build on here. So let's go here and delete it. Try it again. Okay, so I like the sound of all that. Maybe we can change this. Okay, that sounds a little better. So we're not going to get too focused on that. We wanted to do that as fast as we could. project. We go here. We're going to say insert 8. We're going to say copy. We're going to do it like we've been doing with all of them. This is probably the most boring part of everything. But honestly, 4 songs in about 2 hours, that's not too bad, especially organizing them in a way that I'm down to do hard work if it makes it easier on me in the future. So that's what I think is fun. And this whole time, I'm just making music, which is awesome. All the trials and the struggles of being a YouTuber, I'm like, as long as I get to make music, that's all that really matters to me. That's all that I really honestly care about. As long as I'm making music, I think I'm headed in the right direction. Okay, so we gotta make sure, let's go here to this. Cool. So we're on the first row. So we have that laid out. And as with the other song, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bring things in and out. Click on this one. So I'd say, let's try this. That sounds good to me. Okay, yeah. Uh-oh. Why did I do that? So let's bring things up. That lead is actually really weird sounding, and maybe tomorrow I'm gonna hate it. We'll see. So let's go in, scroll down as much as we can. And take a snapshot there. Bring everything out. Okay. So let's go up. I think these drums actually do need a little bit of some tender love and care. So let's go over here. This is the drum part. Let's go here. See, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Take a snapshot. Oh, that's weird. I guess I had everything going on that one. Take a snap. Let's see. Let's go here. Take a snapshot. Oh no. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna change a couple more things. I kind of like the way everything sounds. So let's, okay. So I think that's good enough. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say save, save that project, save that project. Again, we're going to go to the arrange. And in the arrange, we're going to go in and we're going to say the amount of bars. We're going to say 100 again. Oh, not 1,000. That's a ton of bars. Okay, so we're going to say do it. Now what we're going to do is, I've been doing this every time. We're going to add an XY effect on there. And then we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead into the mixer. And then in the mixer, let's go ahead into the ins and the outs. Let's go ahead and set everything up to where we need it to be. The bass is on 2. The melodies are all on 3. Oh, I guess it's already kind of set up that way. That's cool. I did that for myself earlier. Okay, so now I'm so happy this is the final one of my little video idea, and I'm happy that I'm actually following through on my word of what I said I would do. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, my brain's kind of glitching out. So in here, we need to turn this on. We need to go over here to this, to where, let's turn that off. Let's go back to this, and let's go all the way back to 1. So now, let's go back to the arranger. It's 100 long. Um, we have the automation on. We have the record to arrange on. We also have record on. Now let's go for it. Okay, so let's go back in the arranger, turn the automation off immediately, turn this button off. Let's just listen and let's see. So it looks like it did 84 bars. That's cool. So let's turn the bars down to 84, a little bit shorter than what I had before. 84, okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so we know that that recorded. This has all been musical. We're almost there. So now we go to save audio mix down. It has 123 EM jump. We're gonna call this drum stem. And then over here, wait, I'm gonna cancel that. Something weird happened there. Okay. Audio export. See, I didn't do the right output. It's submix 1 and 2. Okay, so now this is gonna do this correctly. Overwrite the last one. That was wrong. I knew something was wrong. Getting a little bit tired. Might be screwing up a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna perform this all back tonight because of how late it is, and I don't want to bother my neighbor. But I think a cool video will be maybe me playing this tomorrow. So I think that would be cool. Maybe I'll find maybe I'll find like a cool. Maybe I'll just go around to a bunch of cool scenery or something. Find a cool spot outside because this thing has a lithium-ion battery. Okay, so next one is submix 2, and then I name it. This really seems to be the easiest way for me to get these projects out and into a new one. I tell you what, as long as I've had these MPCs, I've been trying to create live sets with them. You think it'd be easier. Part of me wants to like create my own software, my own device just for this very thing. Because honestly, the only thing that's really meshed with my brain, other than the MPC, has been the Octatrack by Electron. I know everybody's freaking out because they got sold or whatever, but I don't know. I think the Octatrack's hierarchy for being a performance sampler is amazing. um, and it's the only thing that can really do what my brain wants to do, other than the computer. But we don't want to have computers on stage. Also, computers act weird, and I know these are technically computers too, but they work better. They're made specifically for music, which is amazing, and I love that about it. Whereas if you have like your MacBook on the stage, it just doesn't look great. I did think it was cool. I do think it'd be cool if I did a show and I had like a MacBook and I played all of the notes on from the QWERTY keyboard. Because like I know here in Seattle we have the hardware community and they're like, no computers allowed. But I'm like, what if I went to the show and I just had like a Dell? I had like a Dell computer and I was just playing all of the notes via the QWERTY keyboard. I think that'd be kind of funny, but I think that might make people angry. Okay, so this gives me free time to talk and just joke around while we're exporting these submixes. But honestly, this doesn't take that long. I wish I could just say export submixes 1 through 4 and do it, but it's fine. It allows me to name them, which is great. So we're going to call this chords. We're going to do it. We're going to save it. By this point, I'm like, hey, man, we might as well just do like 10 songs. But that's crazy because I'm already at 130 minutes. I don't even know. I guess I'm already over 2 hours into this live stream. I wonder if there's a limit. I wonder if there's an amount of live stream time I'm allowed to do on YouTube. But I might try to do that. Maybe I could live stream and make a whole entire album and live stream the whole thing. But I bet you what, I bet you by the end of it, I would be incredibly tired. I'm feeling kind of tired and loopy right now. Also, I'm sorry if I shake the camera like this. Okay, so we're gonna go to a new project, save that. We always want to be saving our stuff, you know? Okay. All right, this is the final stretch. The final stretch, everybody. So we have live stream set. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and set the tempo to 120. And I'm gonna go over into this. We're gonna do one row down. Are we this one? And we're gonna say settings, set tempo, 120. And then we're gonna say call this 120 EM jump. Honestly, I don't even know if I even made that song in E minor. I don't even remember doing that, but you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. Okay, we're gonna worry about that later. Okay, so now we're loading everything into this deck B over here. I could just probably make the colors of deck A versus deck B. That probably just make things simpler because if you go to the mixer here, Deck A is yellow, and then deck B is red. So let's actually do that. We've been live streaming long enough. Why not just go and do it? So it's green. Wait, what deck was what? I think deck. Oh my gosh. Okay, deck A yellow. So let's go here and let's go. Where's? Oh my gosh! Come on. What the heck is going on? Okay, yeah, right here. Let's say yellow. Yellow. Close. We're gonna go down. We don't want a Zer. We want yellow. Yellow. Close. Second one. Because they could technically all be shades of yellow. Because I know there's like yellow, and then there's ones that are like are close yellow. Let's see. Let's see what apricot looks like. Nah, we're gonna do all yellow. This is gonna be good for my brain. Then I understand deck A versus deck B. So I don't screw things up. I guess there's lemon. I bet lemon is kind of nice because I could technically have them be a little bit different just so I know what is what. But they say what's what. So Corey, just deal with it, Corey. Okay, let's see if there's even one that's called red. I feel like it's called like something crazy. Like is wait, what is I don't honestly I don't even understand. Oh, fire. Yeah, duh. Fire is red. So we'll go in. At least it's the first one. Easy. Close. Fire. We don't want clover. We want fire. Boom. Let's go here. And we're going to go down and we're going to say fire. Probably could have done this earlier, but now we know deck A, deck B. We can see it here too. It just makes things really easy. So this fourth song we're doing on this deck. And what do we remember too? What do we have to remember about every song, guys? When we go here, we create a clip. We want it to be 84. You got to remember how long the song was. So we're going to, before we create any of the clips, we're going to go here. We're going to go up MPC Live Data. And we're just going to load all of these to the pool. Load to pool. This seems to be the best way to do it that I've figured it out. That I figured out over time. I guess I could say drums A, drums B versus drums and then drums 1. Let's go ahead and do that too. This is going to make me, because I might be, because 2, I could just set this up as a template as well. Drums A. Close. I'm gonna say, because technically it says it on there too. It's just, I want it, I just don't like that it has that 1 on there. I'm like, that's stupid. I'm just trying to get, honestly, I'm towards the end. Honestly, I've been live streaming so long, I don't want to stop live streaming some more. I'm having so much fun. I'm just like, let's just do more technical things. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna say, as opposed to drums, B, close, bass, bass B, close. We're gonna do melodies, B. This all just makes things everything easier. This is a container for our live set. So chords, B, do it, close. Okay, so now go here, create the clip on drums B, go in there, browse samples. Let's load up. So jump, and we want drums. Do it. 120, I did it right. That's cool. That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we're going browse samples, and we're gonna say jump bass. Do it. My eyes aren't working super great, honestly. Get tired, but I can still see everything, and the color coding is helpful. Let's see. So this is where we can go in. It's really easy to just set up. When we do it this way, it allows us to change the tempo. I don't know why it always likes 78. What are you doing, MPC? Not every single sample is 78. Who the heck do you think you are? Okay, so let's go in here. So we want the chords for jump. 78 again. Oh my gosh. Okay, apply. All right, let's play it. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yep. I do think that the color coding is actually really helpful for me understanding what is what part of what song. And I don't think it did any of the beat repeats on there. That's fine because I can do that live. At the very least, you go like, oh my god, 'cause you technically have to change it, which makes it hard. I guess if you just had it here, you could just change between some. Anyways, I'm not gonna play back everything because I think I'm getting close to like, yeah, I'm definitely getting close to like 2.5 hours of live streaming, which is a good amount. But I do want to do this more, and who knows, maybe I can live stream playing back this live set. Um, Also, if I made a good habit of doing this, I'd be making albums pretty easily like this. But I like the way that this looks. Like if you just look at it, um, all of this really makes sense. You have A and you have B. Uh, so we can go back and forth, and we can add all the effects to these four separate tracks, um, and to make some really cool stuff. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up for the night. Please like and subscribe if you appreciate what I'm doing. Reach out to me if you want to do a class. I taught a class someone today on the NPC Live 2. That was actually really fun. Might try to make a video where I'm making a song the old school way. I felt really reminiscent using the song mode and the sequences. I like making songs this way too. It's pretty fast and it's pretty like um non-destructive, but you're not really thinking about things linearly, which I also really like. So yeah, there we have it. We have four songs. I actually did it. I can't believe I actually did it. I did what the title said. So thank y'all so much for your support. Comment below if you like need anything. Let me see. Let me just look at the comments real quick. See, is there anything even in there? Um, yeah. Well, thank y'all so much. More videos head y'all's way soon. Let's see. How do I end this thing? Okay, let's end it.